What's up, Pokemon fans? Blake here, and welcome back to another fantastic edition of PokeCount. So this week we're going to go over the top 5 Pokemon Sprite Messups. So number 5 is coughing. So in the original Pokemon Green and Red, Game Freak made a few errors which depicted the patterns of Pokemon wrong. So examples of this include Vulpix only having 5 tails instead of 6, both Nidorans having wrong-shaped ears, and Kakuna having arms. However, the most well-known error picked up was actually in the re-release of Pokemon Blue, both Japanese and English, where the sprite art was supposedly corrected. Coughing in Pokemon Blue has a skull and crossbones above its face rather than below, which was never depicted this way again. What made this more notable was that in Red and Green, Coughing was more or less perfect, and they screwed up the remake. So that's kind of dumb. Like, how do you screw up a remake when you already have the game, the base game? It's kind of weird. So number 4 is Moltres. So having the 3 legendary birds should be a feature of strength and something that you are proud to show off. However, in Red and Green, nobody really wanted to show off their Moltres, where Zapdos and Articuno looked pretty cool, and Moltres just looks stupid. In fact, it looks like a messed up Fearow. Just look at it. So where was all the Moltres? Where was the Moltres love, Game Freak? Really? Come on, man. So number 3 is Mr. Mime, and Blastoise. So I informed you guys that since 1996, Pikachu has lost a lot of weight since its red, blue, and green days. However, I think some other Pokemon Sprite needed a diet more than Pikachu. Blastoise and Mr. Mime in the first sprites were just obese. Blastoise in particular, in the re-release of Pokemon Blue, just looks like a blue spear. I'm surprised both Mr. Mime and Blastoise could fit in a Pokeball with the few pounds they seem to gain in the red and blue English versions of the game, compared to their sprite art in the original Red and Green Japanese versions. So number 2 is Execute and Executor. So wow, these two Pokemon were ugly in the original games. You think once they evolved, they would be okay, but no, Game Freak just abandoned the egg Pokemon. Despite having cute in its name, these Pokemon were the furthest thing from cute. All eggs realistically should be the same size, but look at the big one in the middle in the original sprite art. And once they evolved into Executor, it didn't get any better. The coconuts are so big that they're literally touching their feet, and by are those faces freaky. I think I prefer the goofy faces they have in the anime version. And our number 1 messed up Pokemon Sprite is Mew. Alright, so this Pokemon was a genetic Pokemon, but seriously, Game Freak, did you have to make it look like a weird fetus? Like having a Mew would give a player bragging rights until you put it into play. In fairness, it probably did what it was meant to do and win the battle, but that was because it scared the enemy so much they would probably turn off their Game Boy instead of having to look at this thing. Maybe it was a trend that with legendary Pokemon they weren't meant to look cool or something, I don't know. But thankfully in the Pokemon Blue, Game Freak made a Mew look a bit more like a cat, and a lot less freakish. So now today we have the cute and cuddly pink cat that we are all so accustomed to. So there it is, everybody. 5 weird sprite arts from the original Pokemon games. Don't get me wrong, they weren't all bad. I mean, the original depiction of Haunter was pretty cool. And to be fair, this was a foundation for the Pokemon games we love today. So hopefully looking back at these old sprites will have you wondering what the new sprites will look like for the new 7th gen games. So till then guys, I'm off. See you guys later. Bye. Subscribe, like down below. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.